Caitlin. So I was tagged by Tylock over at Homespun Geek to do the Ultra Applesauce Pick 3 challenge that was started by UAM Collectibles and Dr. Applesauce. So this is really cool. I'll leave a link to Tylock and Shree's video down in the description box below. And this is really fun, I think, because it's a challenge that was made by Funko people, by Funko collectors, Funko YouTubers, but it doesn't necessarily mean Funko. Because a lot of us, there are people who collect strictly Funko stuff, but a lot of us also collect, different things. And for me personally, the only pops you're going to see in this video are the ones in the background. So there's 3 parts to this. You have to name your most expensive item in your collection. Then you have to name your most sentimental item in your collection. And then finally it's a wild card. Just choose whatever the hell you want to show off. So I'm going to just go ahead and say who I'm tagging. Just in case this video goes a little bit long, because this is the second time I'm filming this video for reasons. But anyway, so I'm just going to go ahead, jump in and say I'm tagging Angelica over at I'm an Invader. She has an awesome horror collection. I know she has a lot of signed stuff in her collection that she gets through boxes and cons and stuff. And she's just a really sweetheart. She made my new intro. For those of you who don't know, the intro that I'm using now, she created it without me asking. She just gave it to me pretty much as a gift. And I absolutely love her for it. And again, she has an amazing collection and she has an amazing channel. And I will link her in the description, as well as my second person I'm challenging, which is Cat D. Cat D is finally back doing YouTube videos again. I'm so happy. She took a little break because, she had a baby. But James is one of the cutest babies I've ever seen. I love all the pictures that she's been posting on Instagram. It's so cute. But yeah, she's back to doing videos again, and I've been watching all of them. In fact, the day that I'm filming this, she put out a new collection video, a Disney collection video, which I thought was very, very interesting. What she combined with that video was quite interesting. So I'm gonna tag both of those two, and their links are gonna be down in the description box below. So anyway, so first off, for the most expensive piece of my collection is this. So this is Detective Comics number 359, first appearance of Barbara Gordon as Batgirl. Not the first appearance of Batgirl, first appearance of Barbara Gordon. Batgirl was originally Betty Kane, but this is the one that everyone knows. Yvonne Craig, I think, made her famous in the Adam West show, and she's just been, super popular ever since. And she's still, when people think Batgirl, they think Barbara. So I found this at a con several years ago. I bought it from a comic grader, and he had this rated a 4. I could have had it framed, but so short little story time. I found this, I spotted this towards the end of the day. I was there the whole day, and I drive my mom to these things a lot of the times because she likes to go shopping at Little Rock, and we just like to hang out together a lot. Found this at the end of the day. It was $300, and I had like a couple 20s, I think, left in my wallet. I didn't even have like $100 left in my wallet. And this particular booth was only taking cash that day, which is stupid. If you have items for sale at a convention or something like that for like over $100, any item for over $100, or even, over $50 to me, then you should have a card reader. Period. Because it's unrealistic to be able to have that much cash on them. But whatever. I did at the beginning of the day, but still. So I actually had to borrow my money from my mom to get this, and then I had to pay her back after I went to the bank, because I don't like using ATM machines. There was a couple ATM machines at the hotel that this convention was being I don't know what the word for it was at, but I just don't like using ATM machines because I'm always afraid I'm going to hit a button and something's going to go wrong with my account. I'm just like weirdly paranoid about that, so I don't use ATM machines. But yeah, I went to the bank later and paid her back. But I absolutely love this. It's the only first appearance comic book in my collection of a mainstream character. And if anyone's wondering why I don't have Hot Girl first appearance, it's because it's also Flash number 1. Shayera first introduced in Flash number 1. Yeah. Anyway, but I'm very happy to have spotted this. It's a very recognizable comic cover. Nearly every DC fan knows this comic cover when they see it, and it's amazing. And yeah, little close up there. It's amazing how back then, like at this time, Batgirl's costume was way cooler than Batman's. It's really cool, except for the purse. The purse was a bad choice, but this is really, really cool. So yeah, at $300, this is the most expensive item in my collection. And for most sentimental item in my collection, it shouldn't come as a shock to you that it's another comic book, especially if you've been here for a little while. I've talked about this a couple different times. So this is Birds of Prey number 59. Now I've said the story as to the particular story of this comic book is why it's important to me. I'll elaborate a little bit more over why this particular comic, not just the story in it, but just the comic itself, is important to me. Now, at the time that I first read this comic, I was actually reading digital comic on the DC app, so I didn't have a physical copy of the book, so this was actually my very first girlfriend gave me this. It was either our first Valentine's Day together or our first anniversary. I want to say it was Valentine's. I can't remember. So yeah, this is about the only gift I still have from her. But one of the main reasons I wanted a physical copy was because we were going to a convention where Gail Simone was going to be, who's the writer of this comic book. So she did sign it, and it's amazing. So really quick, the story in here, there's 2 characters in here named Solvit and Creote. And we find out that, at least Creote at the time, we find out later both of them, but Creote is gay, and they're the bad guys in the story. Kinda. But, well, definitely in the story, but later on, kinda. But, Canary finds out about it, that Creote's gay, and at that time, I was deeply in the closet, even to myself. I was brainwashing myself for a couple years, trying to convince myself that I was straight. And then when Canary finds out that Creote's gay, I was thinking she's gonna hate him more, and she ended up just saying, I was just wondering, when she asked us about the gay, that she was just wondering. It was the first time I ever heard of being gay as being spoken of as something neutral, something normal. It wasn't anything bad, it wasn't anything good, it was just normal. Okay, now this is, I'm debating on whether to say this part or not, because I don't want to have any weird comments of people getting mad at me for bringing this subject up. So I'm not trying to talk, let's just forget any political or crap reasons, but there is also a religious reason as to why I love this comic book so much. And I am Christian, but I honestly do not care what you believe in, what you don't believe in. This book was written by an atheist, and it's still something religious to me. But I honestly don't care. As long as you're a good person, I could care less what you believe in, what you do, I do not care. So I'm not trying to preach to anyone in this video, I promise. But at the time that I was getting this signed, or, about to go to this convention, I was still in the closet to a lot of people. Because, here's the thing, I know certain members of my family, and if they knew I'm still in the closet to them, if they knew I was gay, yeah, they would probably want to talk to me about it. But instead of, attacking me for being gay, I know exactly what they would do. They would go after my mother. And she's got enough crap to deal with, honestly. And I could give 2 shits whether they know I'm gay or not. I honestly don't care. But at the time, I did care a lot. I didn't like, every time my girlfriend came up, I didn't like saying that she was just my friend. I didn't like, not being able to wear my pride bracelet at family functions. It was really stupid, and it was a time when I was really questioning my religion. I've always been Christian. I've always been raised Christian. But here in the Bible Belt, obviously, you're raised to think that gay is a sin no matter what. And I was really questioning my faith because of this, because I was like, I wouldn't have to hide all this if it wasn't for a stupid book written like 3,000 years ago that's been translated anytime, like thousands of times over. And obviously when you translate something, it loses, meaning in the translation. I don't care if it's the Bible. I don't care. And, just that one small passage in the Bible, in the same chapter where it says it's also a sin to eat a pig, everyone's eating bacon for breakfast, but I can't be gay. And it made me so mad, and I was really questioning my faith. I never really stopped believing in God, but I was really questioning it at the time. I wrote Gail a letter at that con, handed it to her, and telling her how much this comment meant to me, and how I finally was able to be comfortable with myself long enough just to admit again to myself that I was gay, which that's the biggest thing, honestly. Everyone says it's a big thing when you come out to your friends and family, and it is, but it's a bigger thing when you finally accept it for yourself that you're gay. To me, anyway. But I wanted her to know how thankful I was for this comic, and I knew I would be crying if I said it in front of her. So I wrote it in a letter. And I follow Gail Simone on social media, right? And every now and then she puts in stuff that she's gotten for fans, from fans, like letters or gifts or whatever, and I don't know why, but I became really needy. Like, I really wanted, like, confirmation that she read it, even though, like, logically I'm like, yeah, she read it, but I don't know why, I just needed confirmation that she read it for some reason. So I started praying for the first time in a long time. Like, back then, I hardly ever prayed on my own. I prayed, like, in family holidays, stuff like that. I left my church, so I wasn't praying every week at that point. I left my church for a completely different reason than being gay. But, haven't been back since. But yeah, I just started praying for confirmation that she read this. And about a week after I prayed, or not even a week, I think it was like a couple days, she posted a message on Tumblr. Someone wrote her an anonymous question on Tumblr, pretty much asking or telling her how much another character that she's written, Strix, in Secret Six, meant a lot to a friend of hers with a physical disability, and thanking her for it. And Gail wrote back saying that, she's very grateful whenever she hears these kinds of stories, and it makes her feel good about the work she's doing. And she mentioned that she had just received a letter from a woman who said that Salvador and Creole helped her come out to herself as a gay woman. And I knew that was the letter that she was talking about, my letter. So, it's really weird. This comic has influenced my life in way more ways than it was originally written to. It wasn't written to change anyone's lives, but it helped me understand that I'm gay, and it helped me be more confident in my belief in my religion that God is real. And that's a big thing for me. I didn't want to give up my religion for my sexuality. A lot of people who are gay are told by their friends mainly that to just get away from the church, get away from the belief, it's stupid. And if you honestly don't believe in God, that's fine. Again, I don't care. But a lot of the kids who grow up in these environments, they still do believe. And they don't have to walk away from their religion if they don't want to. But a lot of them feel like they have to, because they feel like God doesn't accept them, when really it's the Christians that don't accept them. It's the other Christians that don't give a rat's ass about them. But yeah, this comic helped me be brave enough to say that I'm gay, and also confident enough to say that I'm a Christian. So, yeah, this is a very powerful comic to me. So, yeah, definitely the most sentimental item in my collection by far. I really hope me taking these comics up and often up again doesn't like make them like crash or something. But anyway, so for the wild card part, it's two separate things, but they kind of go together. So I'm just going with it. So we have the Artemis DC Universe action figure as well as the Hawk Girl one. Now these are incredible action figures. These were made several years ago. Did it say a year? I honestly don't know. I'm going to look now. 2007 was when Artemis was made, and I know these were in different series. 2008, so yeah, I knew they were different. But I love these older style action figures. They're very large action figures for what they are, and they're extremely detailed, they're extremely articulated. And I started out as an action figure collector, so these are two of the first ones in my collection, and they're the ones I honestly care a lot about. Obviously, Hawk Girl, I fell in love with Hawk Girl in Justice League Animated Series and Justice League Unlimited, and she's pretty much been rolled since then. Like, it was because of her that I just, like, started reading comics, and that's how I read Birds of Prey in the first place. I started collecting action figures, started collecting Funko. I honestly don't know where I would be if I hadn't watched Justice League when I was a kid. I'd be probably a completely different person, honestly, and it's mainly because just my love of this one character that just kept me watching. I just kept wanting to look back to see when Hawk Girl was coming back. I loved Wonder Woman too, but Hawk Girl was definitely my favorite. You can tell how old this is because the rubber band across her waist is like yellowed in time. But yeah, this is a Build-A-Figure pack, actually. Which one? I can't remember. It doesn't... Okay, collect and build Cheetah. Okay, so these were all the ones you had to collect and build to make Cheetah, and there is a little biography of Hawk Girl in the blue. But this is really, really cool. And you got some different, like, characters, like Vigilante, Mr. Terrific, Gentleman Ghost. You don't really see that much of this guy. And Vigilante looks very different here than he did in Justice League Unlimited. And then we had... I know I'm doing it in backwards order for series, but I don't care. Artemis. So Artemis is here in her Wonder Woman outfit. This is the only thing Artemis I have in her Wonder Woman outfit, and I hate that because I want more. I know it didn't last long in the comics that she was Wonder Woman, but still, it's cool. I want a pop of her regardless, but I really would love to see a pop of her as Wonder Woman. And this one, what did you... Despero. Okay, so this one you collected, you wanted to get a Despero figure built. That's pretty cool. Ares, Batman Beyond, regular Wonder Woman, so there was a lot of cool ones in this wave, too, and again, a biography and stuff on that one. But yeah, when I saw this online, and this was back when I was using... I can't remember the name of it. If I can remember the name of it, I'll put it here or try to find it. I know it was actionfiguresomething.com. And it was the first site that I found that had like so many awesome action figures in it, older action figures in it that I really wanted. But the taxes on that site was incredible. Like it was horrible. But at that time I didn't know that I could shop like elsewhere and find the same stuff at like, you know, on eBay or Mercari or whatever. And buy it for a lot less. You know, so yeah, I way overpaid for this when you think of the actual price of the action figures were really good, but the taxes were horrible. I don't know why. I don't know where that company was based on, but yeah, it was bad. Anyway, but these were made by Mattel years ago, and I really wished that Mattel would still make quality action figures like this. I think they lost completely the DC Universe ones, and it sucks because the Spin Master and the McFarlane ones that we saw at Toy Fair didn't really make me look forward to action figures coming soon. But if they were still making these, I would absolutely love it. These aren't the only ones in my collection, but they are my two favorites of this series in my collection. So yeah, these were my wild cards, and again I am tagging I'm an Invader and Cat D. I will put both of their links in the description box below. Thank you so much for Tylock for tagging me in this. I love doing challenge videos because they're fun. And like I said, these are different just because it's not necessarily fun. You could use Funko, but you don't necessarily have to. So I like being able to show off my comics and figures and action figures sometimes. So thank you all so much for watching. Remember, like always, it's a community, not a competition. I'll see y'all later. Bye.